Hey guys, David Klein again here, teamusaf3b.com. I wanted to show you guys how we set up our winches. You saw me set them up initially, get ready to pull the lines out. I pulled the turnarounds out, pinned them down. Now I'm going to come back here, get them ready to set up in a line. This one's first here. I've got the line still on the drum. I'll clip it off. I'll put it through the end of my turnaround, tie a small knot in it. That'll have the ground line good to go on this one. Next, I need to put a sleeve on here. I've already set out my two parachutes, my two sleeves. Again, here's my flight bag. I've got sleeves in this sleeve. I've got parachutes here. I've got the Allen wrench for my winder here. I've got the electric drill with the 12-volt leads on it in the bag. I've got my Ober winder in there, some extra stakes and everything. So I'll trim this guy off. I'm going to bring this up closer to the camera so you can see. Hopefully I'm in frame correctly. I slide the line through the sleeve. There we go, just so it peeks out a little bit like so. I pull a nice little loop in it, I wrap it on itself and pull it through. I make sure it's nice and flat, that it's not twisted on itself so there's no extra space to be taken care of. I'll take a nice up close shot of how I do this when I'm indoors. So this comes over, I can flip it on my hook there. Take my parachutes, we get all our parachutes from Mr. Kite. His information's on our website. He's a donor of ours. If you want some shoots, please call him up. It's really fantastic. He's worked with us well. We've got the exact parachutes how we like them. I slip this over here, tighten it on, get it ready just like I'm going to launch it. I'll come in and give you a nice tight shot of what that looks like in a minute. Do the same over here. This one's already on the drum. I clip the airline, keep the knife in my pocket. Got the sleeve ready on the ground here. I slide it through. Again, same knot. We'll take some nice close-up shots indoors of this later. Tighten it down, make sure it's not twisted on top of itself. Take one of our parachutes. Slide it through. Put this through on here and hook it on our winch. Now we have to align our winches. Before I pull them out, I got everything set up except one leg pulled. I've straightened these lines out pretty well on my way back. So now I can come over and get them adjusted close. My two legs, when I set them up, I already set them right in the middle of their travel, so I still have some fine-tuned adjustment left on that. Now I can go ahead and permanently peg these down. Again, we've put slightly larger diameter stakes on our Obers because it's what we used out here. We wanted to make sure that all our extras, every single stake on the field would work with our system. So we put some sleeves over the legs on these. Straighten it out to exactly what I think is square. And I pin it down. Alright, for alignment now, I'm going to turn off the camera and give you a reverse view. Hey guys, David Klein here, teamusaf3b.com. We're going to align our winches now. We've got them all pegged down. The turnarounds are out there. We're about to set up alignment on the winch. It's really important we get a repeatable straight alignment, especially as you start running smaller and lighter lines. As they cross over each other and stack funny, they'll actually kind of cut into each other. So to get the maximum strength out of the line, we want it winding really straight. It'll make us use up less line and cost us a lot less money over time. So I'm going to go ahead and hook up the positive side on my battery cable now. I've always got these set up the same exact way so that when I go to, if we have a solenoid that gets away from us, I can just grab this positive cable really quickly and disconnect it. But I also can keep them really tight and keep all the connections clean so the resistance is very repeatable on there. We'll look into this a little later. Now that we've got them all set up, my pedals here, I've got the winch unlocked. I'm actually just going to wind it up, make sure I'm somewhat close. I'm going to lock the winch and get some tension built up on it. I'm going to do that to both. I'm going to go out here now and I'm going to snap the lines, make sure they're straight. Now I made sure that the line wasn't stuck to any weeds out there, and that now that I snap them straight I can really see what direction these lines are and how I need to adjust my winch. I'll go ahead and unlock it, and I can put my foot on the end of the drum here to tighten that up, or to slow it down so that I don't have to arc the brushes to stop the winch. Now I can see when I'm looking at this that I need to actually make it a little tighter on this side. So I'll lengthen this leg so it stacks tighter on this side over here. I can see I have a lot of extra winch line on it too, so I'm going to trim it down. This line is just stretched out from some use in practice. And there's no reason to keep extra lines stacked on the drum, making your initial drum size larger, but irregular because it's just line. So now I've adjusted it over. I can tap this in and look how the line looks. Really nice and tight on each other, and if it gets towards the end, it stacks back clear. Now because the drum is not square in between the two legs, it's actually important that I really pin this leg down tightly. If the winch is allowed to rock or move around at all, it's really hard to keep the line consistent because the angle of the winch will change with line tension. And we don't want that. So sometimes I'll put 2 or even 3 stakes on this end where it pulls the hardest, really to keep it pinned down. It's important to make sure that it's actually everything's square, that you don't have 4 legs teetering. If they are, I'll actually use the claw hammer on one of my front legs and clean out underneath one of the legs until it's very square and tight. Now I'll do the same to this one over here. Again, I'll unlock the winch. Now the stack isn't very tight over here, and I can even see why. I can see the angle between the line and the end of the drum. So I got to do the exact same to this one. Lengthen this side, let it move over a little bit. Make sure it's square. And now it's running nice and tight. And so is the stack on the other end there. So now, I'm very comfortable with how that's aligned. I'll put a second stake on this side again. There we go. And our winches are aligned and we're ready to fly. Again, I've got my winch bag set up over here, got my winder in it, my drill, I've got my sleeves and parachutes, I'll keep my hammer down here, I've got my glove for the winch operator to use to bump the line over if he needs. Each one of these winches, I've got my Allen wrench sitting right next to it there. So now we can take and change the drums quickly if we want. We don't have to look for it. Keep all my tools off the ground and slid into the bag so that I can get to them quickly.